He literally can't finish anybody. Like, if he was able to finish, if he finished all of his opponents, MERAB would probably be the greatest champion of all time.
Oh, yeah, 100. With his record right now, beating Jose Aldo, Triple C, Piotr Jan, Umar, O'Malley, with just those, like, 5 names on your resume, if you knocked out all of them or submitted all of them, you'd be the GOAT. Just with those 5 guys. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I am your host, Justin. On today's episode, as always, we are joined by Elijah. What's going on, Elijah?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing terrible. I've lost another week in a row. I think this is now like 5-6 weeks of you retaining that belt.
Yes.
I went on like a 27, 28 week win streak, and now you're reigning, so I congratulations on your abilities. But you only are able to predict shitty cards. Can I just, like, it's either the prelims or it's shitty cards. Blanchfield versus Barber was last week, and we predicted for it. Obviously, there was the main event that dropped out. We're not going to run down too much of this card because I know it was the lowest viewed card in a long, long time.
Like that?
Yes, so not a lot of people watched this card. Gamrot picked up a decision win, so Dustin Jacoby got a knockout. There you go. That's the whole card. A little bit on Barber versus Blanchfield. Macy Barber had to pull out. We're hearing seizures is what caused it. She was in the hospital the next day. Erin Blanchfield, she's calling Macy Barber unprofessional.
Wow.
And on one hand, I could see it. I mean, if you know you have health issues and they're bothering you all week, then leaving it until literally you're about to walk out. Like, they were at the curtain. They were about to walk out into the octagon, and it stopped. The co-main event was already over. They came back from commercial. They were ready to walk. So I could get it's unprofessional if she knew about it and waited that long to say something. But if this was something that just flared up right before the fight and it just started happening and Macy Barber's kind of blindsided by it, then that's unprofessional of Erin Blanchfield to blame Macy for that.
Yeah.
But if Macy knew about it beforehand and she was trying to, like, push it off as long as possible, then I could see how that's kind of unprofessional. Like, Macy should have said something to the UFC, like, I'm not feeling great. I mean, I missed weight. I'm having these problems, and I don't want to, like, put you guys in a bad situation. But I don't know if she did that. Erin might know more than we do, but I don't know all the details right now. All the best to Macy Barber. I hope she feels better. I was really looking forward to this fight. They won't rebook it. Erin Blanchfield definitely deserves to fight either maybe Silva, maybe Natalia Silva, number 1 contendership fight after Weili gets her opportunity at Shevchenko.
Yeah.
And then Macy fights, like, Manon Fiorot when she's ready to come back. But at that point, the division will shift because I think Macy's going to take some time off.
Yeah, definitely.
So the division will shift at that point. We'll have to see when she comes back who she fights. Maybe like a Rose or something. Who knows? We'll get to that when we get to that. But Macy Barber, feel better. Erin Blanchfield, I really hope you're not saying that Macy Barber was unprofessional for having a seizure. I hope you're saying that she's unprofessional for waiting so long to tell people about it. So I don't know what you meant.
Yeah,
but that's the caveat.
You got to make it clear nowadays.
Yeah, that's the caveat. So seizures is definitely a reason to pull out of a fight. But if you waited so long and you knew about them, then that's okay. So just wanted to put that out there. But we're not going to talk too much about that. We've got UFC 316 predictions to get into. Also, by the way, for everyone out there, anyone who leaves a comment underneath this video, whatever the top comment is, whatever the most liked comment is, we will be reading live on air on next week's show. We will read it out loud, give you a shout out. So please comment something underneath the video, and you might get chosen to be read out and your comment read out on the screen live next week.
Yes.
How's that sound? Make it somewhat related to UFC, but I mean, if you want to talk about anything you want, you pretty much can. We're just going to read the top comment. We'd like it to be about UFC, but
just comment.
Yeah,
we
just
need
comment.
Some comments.
If you want to comment something about boxing, or if you want to comment, if you want anything, you want to.
You want to talk about his hat?
If you want to comment about politics, we'll read it live on air. We just won't.
You want to talk about what the belt means?
Anything about it.
We could talk about this. We could talk about the posters. Anything.
It depends on what it is. We might just read it out and just leave it floating there in the ether, or we might actually get into a discussion about it. Depends on
the logo, all that.
Whatever you guys want to do. Comment something. We will give it a like. We will remember. We will screenshot it, and it will be read out with your name on next week's episode.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
For anyone on last week's episode that stuck through it and actually watched with the bad audio because we didn't have this set up, I'm just going to check it right now. We are good. It's still recording. So for anyone who did watch last week's episode, thank you so much. I know the audio was bad and we were using audio from the camera and not from our recorder. We had a failed audio. It happens sometimes. Thank you guys, whoever watched that video. We do appreciate it because we do think it was good content. Yes. It was just bad audio. So thank you guys.
It's always the good videos.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this one will be a good one too. We were predicting the entirety of UFC 316. If you don't want to watch our predictions for the early prelims or the prelims, then just skip ahead a little bit. But we will be jumping right into those right now. The main card will come a little bit later in the video, so if you want to skip ahead, do that. If you want to see what our early prelim predictions are, then stick with us because if you're a betting man, if you like betting, then go with his predictions on the prelims and go with mine on the main card.
Yeah.
He's the prelim king. He knows exactly who these people are somehow. No, he has no clue who these people are. He's just good at guessing, okay? But when it comes to the main card and diving into analytics and stuff, then listen to me. That's all I'm saying. We'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah. So, jumping right into it, we've got our early prelims. So, you ready to go?
This is where I shine.
Yes, that belt will be on the line. The briefcase will not. If you have any questions about the briefcase, it's
make a comment.
Yeah, make a comment. We'll tell you in the comments. All right, so first off, we've got a lightweight fight between Marquel Mendoras versus Mark Chinsky. Okay? So MM is 10-1 and Mark is 8-0. So it's either MM or MC. 10-1 versus 8-0. I don't know anything about these guys. I don't know if they're grapplers or if they're strikers. I have no clue.
MQ is more so on the balanced
MC.
end. MC is more so on the balanced end.
Okay.
And then MM is more on the kickboxing.
All right. End. 3, 2, 1. I've got MM. We both have MM. All right. Maybe I am good at this early prelim prediction shit, you know? Maybe I do got something. All right. Quillen Salclid, jeez, these names. Yanal Ashmuz. Yeah, they're both 8-1. So it's either QS or YA. They're both 8-1. There's nothing to go off here. I think one of them, Quillen, I think he's from Australia, I'm pretty sure. And then Yanal, I think, is one of their only Israeli fighters now. I think the other one got released a couple of months ago, maybe. So I think this is their only Israeli fighter now. None of that is anything to go off, though, because those guys could be either wrestlers or strikers from Australia or Israel. So we'll see. 3, 2, 1. I'm going with
Why?
Okay, so you got Yalin. I've got Quillen. All right. Like I said, maybe go with him on the prelims. I don't know. I don't know this shit too much. We're both guessing, but he's just better at guessing somehow. All right. Jaka Sergey. I feel like the best part about this is me trying to pronounce these names. Jaka Saragai. Jaka Saragai. He's 14-4 versus Yo-Jo Sang. 8-0. Yeah, this is great. I love pronouncing these names.
UFC 316, right?
316. It'll be on the early prelims. It's the featherweight fight. I think it says Jeka. Jeka Saraji. Jaka Saraji. Versus Yo-Jo Sang. Is that right?
Yeah. All right.
All right, yeah.
Do you have another marker?
I should have another marker. Do I have another marker that works is the better question. Sure, I'll use this one for now.
Oh, perfect catch.
I don't know how long that one will last, but might get you a little bit. Alright, you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. YJS?
YJS.
Alright. So, next up we have... Oh, finally some people that I know.
Actually, I'm going to go with JS.
Nah, you can't change now.
No, I'm going to JS.
Alright,
I'm going to JS.
change it. He's got JS. So we've got Ariana, I think is her name. Ariana Lipsky versus Hong Chong. I think this is the Joker girl that dresses up in the Joker paint. So Lipsky is 17-10 and Wong Kong is 7-1. Alright. This is definitely a throw-up fight for her. 3, 2, 1. Yep, we've both got Kong. I think this is a throw-up fight for her. I think this is one of those where the UFC are just like, you know what, this girl lost. We got to get her back on her winning shit. She's apparently one of the bigger stars from China right now, I think. So, yeah. All right. Next up, we have Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Pretty sure his name is Andreas. Okay, so we've got Chaos Williams, Andreas Gustafsson. Chaos is 15-4. Gustafsson is 11-2. I've never watched Gustafsson fight. I've obviously watched Chaos Williams fight. He's been like the prelim king since I started watching during the pandemic times. Oh, man. All right. Just go for it. 3, 2, 1. Chaos.
AJ.
All right, you got Gustafsson. I got Chaos Williams. I think he's going to knock him out, maybe. Who knows? All right. Next up, we've got a heavyweight fight between Sergey Spivak and Waldo Cortez Acosta. These are two guys that have a very bully style of fight where they just push you up against the cage. They like clinching. They like to use upper body takedowns. They want to get you to the ground, hold you there. Waldo's got good striking, so I think that if it does kind of stalemate on the ground, Waldo might have an edge in the striking, but I think Spivak actually has the grappling advantage. So these are two somewhat well-rounded guys. I'd say Waldo's a little more well-rounded. I'd say Spivak is a lot more skilled. I don't know if skilled is the word. He's got more experience, at least. All right. You ready? 3. So either SS or WCA. 3, 2, 1.
WCA.
I've got Sergey Spivak. All right, so you got Waldo. I've got Sergey. This is right about in the time when you should start listening to me. When we start knowing the names of the people, that's when you should start listening to me. I feel like that's fair. Try a different marker. You get to try 20 different markers on this episode. All right. Finally, the return of Azmat Mirzakhanov, 14-0, against Brenderson Ribeiro. It was supposed to be against Johnny Walker. I think they moved Johnny Walker to fighting, I forgot his name. He was the guy that just beat Anthony Smith. I think he was the Chinese man that just beat Anthony Smith. I think it was in Anthony's retirement fight. I forgot his name, but I think Johnny Walker was moved to go fight him. So they brought in Brenderson Ribeiro to fight Azmat. Bad idea. All right, let's go. So either Azmat Mirzakhanov 14-0 versus Brenderson Ribeiro 17-7. 3, 2, 1. Azmat Mirzakhanov. He's the guy. I've been looking forward to this return for a while now. I think his last fight was against It's gone from my mind now. He's the guy that got knocked out by Carlos Oldberg. Alonzo Menafield. I think his last knockout was against Alonzo Menafield.
He knocked him out?
Osmont knocked out Alonzo, like clean. He's got really good boxing, and he's built like a middleweight, hits like a heavyweight, is a light heavyweight, so I like Osmont. We're going to go with him. All right. The main event of the prelims is going to be Bruno Silva, not the one that got knocked out and cut from the UFC a couple of weeks back. This is the flyweight Bruno Silva, 14-6-2 against Joshua Van, 13-2. So Joshua Van's basically been running through the flyweight division. I love Joshua Van. He's one of my favorite fighters right now. Definitely one of my favorites in flyweight. I'd say probably top two, him and Steve Erceg. Joshua Van has one loss against Charles Johnson in the UFC. I know he's got two losses, but in the UFC, Charles Johnson knocked him out in a fight that was very competitive. Bruno Silva, I think he got a knockout victory in his last fight. I don't remember who it was against, but I think he got a knockout victory in his last fight, and I think before that he fought Manel Kopp and got kicked in the balls, and then ended up losing by knockout because the ref didn't notice. They're both good. They both got good power. Let's write down our answer. Either Bruno Silva or Joshua Van. This is a hard one. Bruno obviously has more experience. Joshua Van is the rookie, but he's got very good hands and he's got a lot of power and a lot of technique. All right, 3, 2, 1. Joshua Van, you got Bruno Silva. Okay. All right, like I said, start listening to me right around this time. Don't listen to him. Especially if you're putting money on these. All right. Main card time. Sadly, Chito Vera will not be fighting Mario Batista, but that has been changed. So we will get into first Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. So these guys, were you ready for these records? All right, Vicente Luque is 23-10-1. Kevin Holland is 27-13-0. So if you go statistically, from a percentage standpoint, they almost have the same record. Like from a percentage point, they won I think 2/3 of their victories. So this does seem to be an even fight. Vicente Luque has a lot of power, and he's got obviously his submission game is elite. I think his chin has been tested a lot recently, where Kevin Holland, I think, is Kevin Holland. He could lose or win just about any fight. Seriously, it's back and forth at this point. It's like win-loss, 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 win-loss. Luque, I think, is 15th in the division. Kevin Holland is just outside of the division. A win over Luque will put him right behind MVP, who he has a loss over. So, I mean, it's where does he really move after that? If he gets ranked, he's probably still going to be fighting unranked guys. So, that doesn't really matter, though. Who's going to win the fight? This is a hard one. I wonder what the money line is on this. Can you figure that out for me real quick? Can you pull up what the betting line is on this?
I got you right now.
Because I have a feeling that Kevin Holland is the favorite. Just a feeling, though. It's not going to be much, though. It's going to be max minus 200. Max, maybe. Come on, we're losing viewer retention rate right now.
Hold on, because it's just not. I gotta log in and.
That's too much work. He's got to be money. He's got to be the favorite, right?
They have UFC.
Let me see if I can find it.
He's the favorite. 280.
280? Oh,
280.
Jeez, he is higher. That's a lot higher than I thought. Keep those up. I wanna keep looking at that. Holy crap! Joshua Van is the minus 650. Oh my god! And you picked Bruno Silva. Yikes. That's crazy.
That's gonna be heck of a payout.
Yeah, really. You better actually put money on Bruno Silva.
Imagine it cashes.
Dude, if it cashes, you're winning a lot of cash. All right. So
Definitely putting a bet in tonight.
have we picked 3, 2, 1?
Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland. We both got Kevin Holland.
Casual pick.
You picked him too. What? How's that a casual pick? All right. Next, we have Mario Batista versus the replacement pick, Patchy Mix. So, Patchy Mix is the former Bellator champion. I think he left the company as Bellator champion. He is 20-1. His one loss is kind of to a journeyman. It was by decision. Other than that, he's basically beaten everyone.
So he lost to a journeyman?
He lost to a journeyman. He was like 23-7 or something. The guy lost to Kai Asakura like 2 years afterwards. He actually beat Patchy Mix, and then he lost to Sergey Pettis. But Patchy Mix has a win over Sergey Pettis. It's weird. So Patchy is 20-1. Debuting in the UFC, apparently amazing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Mario Batista is 15-2. Pretty sure one of those losses is to Corey Sandhagen. I'm not sure who the other loss is. Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I mean, having one loss to Corey Sandhagen, that's not bad. Yeah. Like, Corey Sandhagen has been number 1 in the division for like 6 years at this point. So Mario Batista, I think in his last fight fought Jose. I think that was his last fight. Beat him by like split decision. A lot of people say Jose won that fight. I don't think Jose won that fight. It was boring though. I don't like Mario Batista's style in that fight, obviously. But I mean, I still think if you judge it by the rules set in front of us, he won the fight. So, all right, let's get into it. So either MB or PM. 3, 2, 1.
PM.
I got Mario Batista. He's got Patchy Mix. Yeah, I mean, Mario Batista, I think, has the capability to beat Patchy. He's probably just going to grapple him a lot and stay away from the submission attempts. Patchy might catch him in a submission, but I think Mario is skilled enough to stay. But I mean, Corey caught him in a submission. I don't know, man. I'm still sticking with Mario Batista. His like grindy, grapply style will probably take effect on Patchy. Where does Patchy go from there? That'd be kind of sad. But, I mean, let's see what happens. Next up, we've got Calvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Calvin Gastelum is 29-0. Joe Pyfer is 13-3. So, I think Joe Pyfer's last fight, he got a knockout over Barriute. Before that, he lost to Jack Hermanson, who I think Jack Hermanson is scheduled to fight sometime soon. I think. He doesn't matter right now, though. We've got Joe Pyfer to look forward to. We obviously know about Calvin Gastelum. I mean, the Izzy fight, the Michael Bisping fight. I mean, he's had wars, and he's knocked a lot of good people out. But recently, I mean, the Sean Brady loss. I think he lost to D-Rod. I think he lost to D-Rod. I don't remember. He might have beaten D-Rod. But yeah, so Calvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. 3, 2, 1. Joe Pyfer. We both got Joe Pyfer. Do I think Calvin Gastelum can win? Yes. I think he can drag him to a decision and kind of tire out Joe Pyfer. But overall, I mean, Joe Pyfer's probably going to land a big shot on Calvin, and he's probably going to go down. That's just what I think. All right, title fight time. Finally, the fight I've been looking forward to. Juliana Pena needs some comeuppance, because she did not win that last fight against Raquel Pennington. She does not deserve to have this title wrapped around her waist right now, and Kayla Harrison is going to take it off of her. We've got Juliana Pena, 13-5, versus Kayla Harrison, 18-1. I've already made my statement. I've already made it very clear who I think is going to win. I've got Kayla Harrison.
I got Kayla Harrison.
You got Kayla Harrison, too. All right, so yeah. Kayla Harrison is 18-1. She is a former gold medalist, 2-time gold medalist. She is a former PFL champion. Her one loss was against the Journeywoman. I know I was just talking about Patchy Mix with this. But since Kayla Harrison has come into the UFC, she has been absolutely dominant, basically. And I just don't see any way of victory for Juliana Pena. What's she going to do, grapple with her? No. Is she going to strike with her? Probably not. I mean, her striking is not that good. I mean, have you seen Juliana Pena try to kickbox?
She's good. I mean, she's one of the best. I mean,
Bro,
she's the champion.
Do you not remember her running straight at Amanda Nunes and just getting dropped because she was just running, flailing at her?
She's the GOAT.
Oh, come on. But Kayla Harrison is 18-1. She is dominant. And I think that she's going to go out there, take Juliana Pena down, and choke her out in under 2. That's what I think is going to happen. Do you not think that's going to happen? Because you have Kayla, too.
Yes, I think it's going to be a close fight. I think it's going to be a boring close fight. I don't think Kayla Harris is going to do as much damage.
You think it's going to turn into like a boring boxing fight because they're both like don't want to go to the ground and they just start like just jabbing at each other the whole time?
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope Kayla just makes this quick.
It's going to turn into one of those things where it's like both of them have opportunities to finish the fight, but they just get too tired to where it just doesn't happen.
I can see that happening too, but I think Kayla will still come out with the win. All right. And then if Kayla wins, Amanda Nunes comes back out of retirement. That's what I want to see. But I don't think that'll happen. It'll probably be like freaking, I don't know, Raquel Pennington again. I don't know. Who fights Kayla after this? There's no one. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do after this. This is their last big fight in the division for a long time. All right. Now, main event. We have MERAB versus O'Malley 2. Fought at the Sphere last year. For no reason. I still don't know why they did that. I guess they just needed a main event.
There were so many better fights they could have booked for this.
Yes, but this is the fight we are getting now. It is MERAB at 19-4 versus O'Malley at 18-2. Obviously, O'Malley's last loss and last fight was against MERAB. And MERAB's last fight was against Umar, who he won, and then before that, O'Malley. So, MERAB is on a streak right now. He has beaten Marlon Moraes. He then went on to beat Jose Aldo. He beat Triple C, Piotr Jan. He beat O'Malley. He beat Umar. He's on a terrific run right now. But O'Malley now has an extra 25 minutes to knock him out. That is an hour in total. An hour of fighting together. O'Malley's going to find something, right? Like, he's got to either hit that body or he's got to hit that head. Like, he came so close in that 5th round last time to finishing MERAB with that body strike. I think O'Malley's going to know what to do this time. I don't know, man. Let's write our things down and then we'll talk about it more. All right. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. I've got Psalm.
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I've got Psalm. Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Actually, I have MERAB.
No,
I'll take MERAB for the belt. I'll take MERAB for the belt. But for betting purposes, I'll take Sean O'Malley.
So you're going for MERAB right now on this list.
I'm going for MERAB.
All right. So what do you, how? Well, now you're confusing me. Who do you actually think is gonna? I know you're taking MERAB for this. Who do you actually think is gonna win?
MERAB.
You actually think MERAB is gonna win?
Yeah, like I'm defending MERAB.
But if you were to bet, you'd probably bet on O'Malley.
I'd probably bet on MERAB.
You'd bet on MERAB.
I'd bet on MERAB. Favorite.
You'd put money on MERAB.
I'll put money on MERAB.
Why were you saying O'Malley though? Did I convince you for a second and then you rethought about it?
It's not that you convinced me. I've watched many different videos on YouTube, breaking down O'Malley and like he was. It's interesting enough. When I first started watching UFC, the Abu Dhabi card, when he fought Piotr Jan, that was the first fight I've really sat down, watched at different angles, and really broke it down. I defended Sean O'Malley for that win for so long. I defended it. I tried to prove to people that Piotr Jan's takedowns did not mean anything to the strikes that were landed by Sean O'Malley. And so being with that and having that mindset, when I go back to that, I watched the fight between him and MERAB. I just think that I don't think that Sean O'Malley doesn't have the skills. I just think that he's not as physical as MERAB is. MERAB's built to be physical. He can hold Sean O'Malley down. Like, Sean O'Malley,
but he wasn't really able to in the last fight. Sean had a bad hip in the last fight. But MERAB landed like, what was it, like 12 takedowns or something? If you land 12 takedowns, that means that the person would have had to get up. So he wasn't really able to hold O'Malley down. O'Malley kept getting back up. So does he and now O'Malley has a good hip, because last time he had a torn hip, and now he's fully healthy.
Man, if MERAB slams O'Malley, that hip's going.
That's possible. That's entirely possible. I think that O'Malley has the ability to knock him out. Can you at least acknowledge that? Like, if
I never said he didn't.
Yeah, like if he lands, he's probably going to be able to knock him out.
Yes.
But he has to land.
Yes, because think about MERAB's exchange with Henry Cejudo that one time. Henry Cejudo almost caught him. I'm not saying that Sean O'Malley can't catch him. I'm just saying he has to be a little more precise. You know what I'm saying?
I think O'Malley didn't throw enough last time.
Knees.
When you're watching that last fight, O'Malley kind of just stands there a lot and throws like one or two strikes, but he never really throws in combination. He never throws kicks. He never does anything to put himself in a bad position to get taken down, because he knows if he throws a combo, that leaves him open to MERAB shooting. If he throws a kick, MERAB could grab it and take him down. So he was being very cautious in the last fight. I think with a good hip, good movement, I think O'Malley will be able to throw more kicks, land more combinations, and not worry as much about the takedowns coming at him. Obviously, you still got to worry about the takedowns, but more front kicks to the body, more knees to the head, and more combinations to keep MERAB at distance. You're the longer fighter, so you need to try and keep him at distance. But I could see how you throw a 1-2 and then MERAB ducks underneath and shoots for a takedown. That's not what you want. And I feel like MERAB is going to do that a lot. O'Malley's going to throw combinations and MERAB's going to duck down, grab a leg. O'Malley's going to try and defend, but I think he's going to end up on the ground a lot.
MERAB's only problem is that he just can't finish nobody. He literally can't finish anybody. Like, if he was able to finish, if he finished all of his opponents, MERAB probably be the greatest champion of all time.
Oh yeah, 100. With his record right now, beating Jose Aldo, Triple C, Piotr Jan, Umar, O'Malley, with just those like 5 names on your resume, if you knocked out all of them or submitted all of them, you'd be the GOAT. Just with those 5 guys, because those are like 4 former champions, and then an undefeated 18-0 prospect from the greatest legacy of, like, the greatest family dynasty, the Nurmagomedovs ever. So, like, just those 5 names alone, you're pound for pound number 1, maybe talking about GOAT status if you've knocked all of them out or submitted all of them. It's the fact that he took them all to decisions, and some of them close decisions. Like, Umar was a close decision. No matter what you want to say, O'Malley was a somewhat close fight.
It's just like, why aren't you... Like, even when he had O'Malley in that one, like, sequence, I'm like, dude, like, finish it.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Like, even like the Marlon Moraes fight, he got dropped and rocked. Triple C dropped him and rocked him.
Yeah.
It's like all of the only one that didn't do anything to him was Piotr Jan. Piotr Jan almost had nothing for him over 5 rounds. That's crazy, because I'd say Piotr Jan is the most well-rounded in the entire division, and he was the one person that had nothing for MERAB. Like, even Jose Aldo didn't get taken down by MERAB. Like, he lost, but he didn't get taken down. Piotr Jan was getting ragdolled around the octagon when they fought. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think MERAB is I think MERAB should be higher up on pound for pound than most people right now. Like, there have been a conversation about Pantoja and stuff. I think we need to redo our pound for pound rankings soon. Maybe that could be next week's episode.
I haven't seen a post about it recently, because, you know, with everything and people dropping the belt. And
yeah, we got to redo our pound for pound list soon. So we'll probably do that on next week's episode. But right now, I mean, I'd go Islam.
Kobe Covington.
Shut the hell. Yeah, that's good timing, though, on that joke. I'd probably go Islam, Ilya, DDP, MERAB, Pantoja. And then if you want to throw Jones in there, there's going to be the argument some people make that Jones should still be in there. I know you'd probably still say he's number 1 pound for pound.
John Jones is number 1 pound for pound.
I would just put him outside of that top, like maybe 6, and then put Tom Aspinall right behind him, and then everyone else, like maybe Volkanovski can squeeze his way in there somewhere, but like
Volkanovski over Ankalaev?
Yeah. I mean, Volkanovski's only been knocked out by the number 2 pound for pound. So I feel like if you've been knocked out only by someone higher in pound for pound than you, then you shouldn't really lose your position, you know what I mean? Because you're still probably at that level. You just got beat by someone better. Like, if he got beat by Diego Lopez, then he'd be outside of the top 15. But he beat Diego, so he's retaining his spot at like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not really much else to talk about for this pay-per-view. Usman versus Buckley will be the next time we predict, so we'll be doing next week. We'll do our review of this. We'll predict for Usman versus Buckley. We might squeeze in our pound-for-pound rankings. If not, we might push that off another week. Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we talk about anything else? Like, do you have any boxing things coming up or anything that you know about?
Well, we do have the full confirmation on Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez.
Okay.
So that's...
I heard that's no longer being done by Dana White. I heard Dana White's no longer a part of the process of making that. Like, I heard Turkey Al-Sheikh, I think that's his name, was supposed to be co-promoting it with Dana White. I heard Dana White's not a part of it anymore.
It's a sticky situation because it's like, okay, so Terrence Crawford's in a position to where he's 2-time undisputed, because you know boxing has 4 belts, so he's gotten all 4 belts. He's 2-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes, and he's undefeated. So he's number 1 pound for pound. So he's trying to prove that he's greater by fighting Canelo, who's up there. But his last couple of opponents have had, they're like, some people are discrediting him. They're saying, they're out past their prime. The dude he beat last, Errol Spence, they say he hasn't been the same after Errol Spence was chasing a car accident and shot at. He had to get whole new surgeries and stuff. He went up a weight class, fought a younger dude. They say that he's a little bit older, say that Canelo might push it against him. But he's looking for a fight where someone's going to push him to his full potential and give him that big payday. Canelo's looking at it where he's looking for someone to push him past his payday, because the dude he fought last, William Skull, just danced around because he got a big payday.
Yeah.
And then the last other 2 young dudes that he fought, they gave Canelo everything, but they just weren't on Canelo's level. And so this is where they can kind of come together, but it's like Canelo's still younger than Crawford.
Is he really? That's not possible. Canelo's like 36?
Crawford's 38.
Is he really?
38. Still champion.
And Canelo is 36, right? I think Canelo is 36. 34. Dude, Canelo is young. Bro, he must have fought Mayweather when he was like
23
in diapers, dude.
He was 23.
like that's crazy. Imagine someone my age fighting Canelo out, or fighting Floyd Mayweather. Like, you know what I mean? That's crazy. I couldn't imagine going, you know what, I'm going to go box the greatest boxer. No, that's ridiculous. I don't care how good I am. I'm not going to fight Mayweather at 23.
Wow, I mean, he was good enough to.
He lost.
Yeah.
It's one of the few losses on his record.
Yeah.
I think out of like 2.
I think that's like... Yeah.
It's like maybe you tried it a bit too early. Maybe you'd still be undefeated right now if you didn't try it too early.
I mean, he had his fights with GGG.
Yeah.
And GGG's record was 34 wins, 34 knockouts.
That's impressive, too. See, there's some guys in boxing that you just know are, like, top of the top, not tomato cans, like, they're actually good. And then everyone that they fight, all tomato cans. Like, I don't care. Anyone who isn't one of the top guys, they suck. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Anyone that you see Canelo has fought over the last 8 years, they all, even like what was his name? Caleb Plant or something like
Caleb
that.
Plant?
Caleb Plant.
He just lost.
Yeah, he just lost, like, to some, from what I know, some nobody. So I don't know, man. Like, these guys that have all the hype behind them, sometimes they just aren't that good. Like, you can excuse like a Ryan Garcia losing to Tank. You can excuse a Devin Haney losing to a Ryan Garcia.
Those are like mega stars who have like,
Those are the top of the top. You lose to one of the top guys, that's fine.
Those are the fights that people want to see.
But there are just so many boxers nowadays that you just know they're just like nobodies, and they're just fighting these nobodies just to get another win on their record.
I'm not even gonna lie. I used to think Ryan Garcia was just like an Instagram boxer. When he fought Tank, and then he had that fight, and then he fought, and then he whooped Devin. I don't care what anybody says. He whooped Devin Haney.
Yeah.
After he whooped Devin Haney, I was like, whoa, like, because Devin Haney had he was undisputed champion at one point.
Undefeated too.
So if he whooped you, imagine if he would have whooped you earlier.
Yeah.
Well, like, and you beat Lomachenko twice. You beat Kambosos. You're beating all these different guys. Does that mean Ryan Garcia is really like that?
Well, Ryan even lost his last fight, didn't he? In New York?
To Rolly Romero.
Yeah, but that's another good guy.
Yeah.
That's another top guy.
Rolly Romero was beating Tank before Tank knocked him out.
Yeah. And I mean, once again, a loss to Tank isn't that bad.
Especially when you were beating him.
Are they going to line up Devin Haney versus Rolly Romero now? Or are they just going for the Ryan fight anyways?
They want to do Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. Because Teofimo just won his last fight. Devin Haney just won his last fight. And those fights are supposed to be bridged up together. Ryan Garcia was supposed to win his last fight, so him and Devin Haney could run it back. But then he lost that fight. So now it's Teofimo Lopez. He's 24-1, I think.
Who cares? I'll never be able to get into boxing as much as I can get into the UFC. You say all these names and there's just like 2 or 3 that get me interested, and the rest are just like, why should I care? It's like, I'm sure boxing fans look at the UFC that way, where they're just like, why should I care about Darren Elkins versus...
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But at the same time, it's just like you when you watch like some of these prelim fights on the UFC, it's going to be a scrap. Like, a lot of them are going to be crazy knockouts and crazy scraps, and you're going to see blood, and you're going to see like good pace, good pressure. In boxing, I feel like every boxing fight is almost the same. You know what I mean? Do you feel the same? Like, do you feel differently about that? I feel like every boxing fight is always just like,
I don't know,
very similar.
It's just, well, yeah, but UFC fights, they can drag too, especially when it's just like,
when you got a grappler doing his work,
Yeah, like Benoit Saint Denis, like, he's so boring.
No, he's not.
To me, he's
if
boring.
If anything, it's like Gamrot. You should have watched Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein, dude. Come on. Like, come on. That's boring. I mean, it's fun to watch some scrambles every now and again, but when Gamrot just lays on top of him and just kind of it's kind of boring. I don't know, man. All right, I'll stop railing on boxing. I know UFC has its or MMA has its flaws too, but I think that is it for today's episode. I don't think there's much else to talk about right at this minute. Last week's card wasn't the greatest, so we're moving forward to UFC 316. Once again, top comment will be read, and we will give you a shout out on next week's episode. We will read the comment, we will talk about it depending on what it is. I mean, if you want to leave a comment, we might just read it and then let it sit. I don't want to say that we'll actually these people are crazy nowadays. I don't know what you're going to leave in the comments, but top comment we will read on the air. We will give you a shout out as a person.
I'll just reply.
Yeah, no, I'll let him read it if it's inappropriate. If it's about MMA, I'll read it. So yeah,
he's a casual.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say.
The champion.
Congratulations on your last week as champion, because it is coming home with me. Leave a comment, leave a like. We will read your comment, and we will appreciate the like. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. do all of that good stuff. Thank you, Elijah, for coming.
Thank you
I
for having
appreciate
me.
you, champ, but your title reign will have to come to an end now. I have been your host, Justin. This has been the Hardcore and the Casual podcast, and we will see you all next week. Peace out. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're also doing a live reaction for UFC 316. I forgot to mention that. I don't know if he's going to be here, but catch us back for the live reaction for UFC 316. It'll be on the channel on Sunday. Peace. MMA fans, if you want more content like this, please click right here. Go under playlists and check out all the variety we have to offer. And if you want a suggestion on where to start, click on this video right here. If you want to be up to date or communicate with us on any of our social media platforms, check out That Casual HQ. And we will see you all soon. Stay casual.